Hi everyone, welcome. Thank you for joining me. Thank you, chat managers, for your help. I appreciate it. Alina Melling, Glorious E, Craig Dixon, Vernon Conditioner Love Taro. Today is Thursday. Those of you who are in the corporate world, tomorrow is Friday. There's hope. If anyone would like a reading from me, the link to my website is below the video, or feel free to call me or text me. And if you like the channel, you like what I do, and you can support us, that would be great. I would appreciate it. Well, the main news today is CDC's in turmoil, and I feel like saying I agree with it. I believe I've complained about what Kennedy is doing. I don't feel he's going to, unless Trump can find somebody to replace him, because they have a staff problem. I don't feel he's going to be able to stay. And it's not only going to be senators and people at CDC. The public, I feel, is going to start becoming more vocal about what Kennedy is doing. I am sure you guys heard what's going on at FEMA, and about either 15 or 20 people, workers, FEMA employees, were put on leave. I'm sure Trump is going to fire them because he can't take it. He can't take criticism of any kind. CDC is critical to the country. This is part of their goal to destroy. They think it's a smart thing they are doing, destroy the government, the structure. I'm sure you guys remember Bannon said to deconstruct the state, the deep state. This thing is going to come back to bite. I don't know how this is going to happen, but I'm going to make an early prediction. There is going to be a time Bannon is not going to have a place to hide. I'm not sure why I am getting it that way, but that day is coming. But he started this whole deconstructing the state and stuff, and Trump and the Heritage Foundation, they want to keep, they want to take power and remain in power, as we know about Project 2025. And it works for Trump and his family. And I told you about 8 years ago or 9 years ago that, oh my God, they didn't even, bear with me, friends. Yes, I told you 9 years ago that Trump wanted to do a hostile takeover of the government. Let me tell these people to come in. Sorry about. Yes, go ahead. You can start. Open the door. Sorry about that. I have a leak here. Well, it's not a leak. Water is coming from there, and it seems like they're going to do something over there. Sorry about that, friends. So they are. I lost my train of thought. Sorry about that. What's happening now is at CDC, the people, the top employees, the leaders have left. And once that happens, everyone, whatever project they were working on, they have no one to lead them. Okay? So, and I feel it's not only CDC and FEMA. There is going to be a concerted effort throughout the government to paralyze the government. I am unsure exactly, but for some reason I wouldn't be surprised if this happens around October, November. But there is an effort because of what Trump is doing to our federal workers, the way they treat them. They know what he's doing, and they know what the Trump regime goals are, to destroy everything. So the thinking is they might as well paralyze everything. That's the way I am getting it, and they will be successful. And let me say this, I don't know exactly how they're going to do it with the military, but I wouldn't be surprised if the military takes part. I feel it's going to have a tremendous effect on Trump. And I don't feel it's something, something else I'm getting? Let me backtrack for a second. Those that are critical, people who are in charge of critical processes, for example, for hospitals, interfacing with hospitals, they can slow down anything that, if it's has to do with life and death, they will take care of it. But anything that can wait, it will wait. That's the way I am getting part of this thing. But when I say they're going to paralyze the government, they don't want to kill people, because that's what Trump allowed over 1 million people during the COVID situation. Okay, he allowed over 1 million people to die. So they don't want to repeat something like that. They don't want to be responsible. But Trump doesn't care. As long as he wants to be king, as we know, all this week he's been talking about being a dictator, and Ivanka follows in his footsteps, he's fine. That's part of the game. Because do you guys remember I told you Kushner was central when they were talking about that hostile takeover of the government? That was a long time ago. I'm sure some of you are probably like, is this guy okay? They are working on those things right now. And let me tell you something else. There is a meeting, I don't remember what it's going to be about, but Kushner, Trump, among his top level people are going to be meeting about something. Oh, yes, I know. About Gaza. Okay? But we know how that works. Okay? But I feel those government workers that are planning on paralyzing the government, among other people, because once one person starts something, and we are all aware of what they are trying to do, people are going to join in. People are going to protest and every way they can to paralyze Trump. And it's not only us. As I stated, when was that Monday or Tuesday? I said Europeans are boycotting American products. So Trump is going to learn, it's not only Trump, Heritage Foundation as well, the people who are in charge of Project 2025, they're going to learn a hard lesson that Americans are not going to put up with this baloney. People are going to get very creative on how they go about making their voices heard. That's what's coming. But CDC, the way I am getting them, they have critical research, among other things, cancer, all kinds of maladies, It seems like there is a movement behind the scenes, among the workers, when I say behind the scenes, among the workers, to protect data they collected and information, whatever it is they have, to make sure they are in a safe place, because they are thinking about it, but I think that's what's going to happen. The next person who takes over after this crazy time is over, they're going to have to find a way to restart all those different agencies. It's going to be a problem. So they're going to have to rehire those who are willing to come back and hire new people. That's what it feels like to me. So those people right now who are behind the scenes, whether they come back or not, but at least they're going to be able to share whatever information they save. It's not all lost. So even if it's, I'm giving you intuitively the way I am getting it, okay? When I say CDC, I mean other agencies as well that coordinate with them, that do research and all that kind of stuff. There is a movement, so they minimize the losses. So, but they don't want to be like Trump. But Kennedy, there is going to be a special price for him to pay. Don't be surprised if he's prosecuted. And I'll tell you why. He knows his approach when it comes to vaccines, among other things, don't work. He caused the death of hundreds of people. I believe it's the island Samoa or someplace like that. I don't remember the name of the island because I'm reading as I'm speaking to you. I didn't prepare anything. I don't prepare anything. They're going to use that. I'm not a lawyer, so I'm giving it the way I'm getting it. They're going to have information of the damage he's causing here. They're going to use damages, prior damages, and statement he has made, false statements and lies to prosecute him. And yes, he will go to prison. That's my prediction. But don't expect him right now to back down. That's how arrogant he is, and he thinks he's in Trump's good graces, so he can do anything he wants. Trump will pardon him. Prosecuting him is not going to be done under Trump. No. It's going to be after. You remember, guys, I told you, I saw something like a tribunal, like what they had at Nuremberg. I said Nuremberg so you can have an idea of what I'm talking about. But that's what's coming into this country when the Trump regime is over. And by the way, he's going to continue to do shocking things. Do you guys remember, I believe I reminded you yesterday or the day before yesterday, I said he's taking orders from Putin. I believe I said that the same day. I heard this morning or last night, he said on Fox News that Putin told him mail-in ballots is an easy way to rig elections or something like that. Whereas basically Putin is telling Trump or trying to tell us how to run elections, but basically that's what Putin is manipulating him. He's a good KGB agent. He knows. He wants Trump to create chaos, and what is Trump doing? Not only about mailing ballots, but he installs somebody who's supposed to be in charge of elections at DHS. I am not sure exactly how this whole thing is going to crumble like this. It may be Trump I've said this a long time ago, I'm simply repeating, because a lot of people are saying a whole bunch of craziness out there. I am not going to join that stuff for clicks or to get more views. Yes, I want more views, but I'm not going to do stupid things or say stupid things to get more views. I don't know when Trump is going to go, okay? But I told you a long time ago, he's going to have a heart issue. And we can wake up one day and he's gone. But I am not sure if it's because his time is up, or, like I told you before, there is going to be something happening in Congress. They're going to be divided in 3 parts, and they will remove him. And as I'm saying this, I don't know if I mentioned this yesterday, it's being shown to me again. Journalists are beginning to, I think I said that, but to realize, or at least I've been saying this for over a year, but they're realizing that Trump doesn't have any plan to leave the White House with all those gold stuff he's putting all over the place and building another Mar-a-Lago, or transforming the White House into Mar-a-Lago number 2. And the next thing I feel like saying is, because it's being flashed in front of me, I'm seeing Michael Wolff, the author. I've told you there is a lot of panic behind the scenes. Don't believe the facade. They are terrified, according to, or they are angry behind the scenes, the Trump people. But I'm saying, besides the anger, they are terrified because Trump is gravely ill. And, Wolff said they told him, well, he is still very, active. He is, he does this. He keeps going nonstop. He's like the energy bunny. Baloney. Okay. But he said behind the scenes they are angry because everyone is talking about Trump's health and trying to figure out what's wrong with him. It's more than that. It feels like to me. Intuitively, a lot of them, and most of all, Vance, is expecting something very bad to happen at any point to Trump. And he's ready to go. And it's not only him, but he's... I wouldn't be surprised. I'm seeing his wealthy friends. I feel they've had that discussion that Trump is going to go. Something is going to go wrong. And I've been telling you this. In fact, I believe it was last September. I said, this guy is not well. And I pointed out his ankle, but at that time it wasn't as bad as it is today. His right leg, I still remember, because I remember him crouching down, okay? And I saw his right leg. I couldn't see his left leg very well, but his right leg wasn't as bad as it is today. And that's when I said that. Some people said, oh, it may not be anything, but I'm just pointing that out. This thing is accelerating. And people in the White House are aware. That's why Vance, I feel, I'm not saying he's going to go immediately, okay? Vance is talking to his wealthy friends as far as how they're going to move forward when this guy kicks the bucket, okay? Yes, they still have the goal of a unitary presidency, but they're going to face a lot of protests. They're not going to have any choices. They won't have a choice but to back down. Because by that time, it feels like to me, as I'm saying this, the fear within our country is going to become more palpable. The anger is going to become more palpable. And people are going to start acting on that anger and frustration that they are feeling. That's why we're seeing some of it right now when Republicans hold town hall meetings. But we're going to see a lot more of it in different ways, not only on town hall meetings, because a lot of things that are happening now, FEMA, and Lord knows if we have a hurricane, CDC, and also I'm sure some of you have heard what's happening at Social Security. Do you guys remember I told you I don't trust any of those guys, and they were doing things they were not supposed to. There is, I'm sure some of you have heard, that basically every American social security number and other informations are put somewhere on an insecure server created by Mr. Big Balls and his friends. I am not surprised for them to do whatever they want to. According to the article, they're using AI to access that server. Do you guys remember I told you I sold mask and a whole bunch of people sitting in a tower somewhere, and they can control and do anything they want. They can manipulate our information, even if you have Social Security, or they can cancel anything about you. Intuitively, I feel they have something like that already, but that's what they're using that data from, to invade our privacy. And we know about Social Security today. As I'm saying Social Security, I feel they have access to more data, more information about us that we don't know about yet. Prison time. Yes. You see that guy Big Balls and other people who work with him? Watch what happens. There's going to be a price to pay. But it's a lot worse than what we are hearing. Okay? And people, all those things are adding up on people's minds, because Americans, like my dad said, they give you enough rope for you to hang yourself. And the Trump regime, that's where they are right now. They're doing the FAFO movement. They did the FO. No, they're doing the FA. They're gonna get to the FO pretty soon, and it's gonna be nasty. As I'm saying this, I'm seeing Trump and everyone around him milling about the White House. They don't know what to do, and fear. And it feels like to me that's how bad the protest is going to get. Do you guys remember during the Black Lives Matter protest, they scurried him into some safe place in the White House somewhere? I don't remember the name of it, but this time it may be in that safe place while they're taking him to that safe place, but I'm seeing them walking around, running around as if they lost their mind or lost their heads. They don't know what to do. That's how bad this is going to get. Okay? And I don't feel it's going to take very long for us to start seeing. There are going to be a lot more people calling out, saying to people, we got to wake up. We got to take our country back. I was watching Malcolm Nance this morning, and I saw him in a video the day before yesterday, or yesterday, I told you about that. He's screaming, asking, telling people, wake up. This is getting really bad. There are going to be other people like him. And I wouldn't be surprised if people like Obama and former Trump employees, because like Taylor, I believe I wrote his name down, Miles Taylor, people like that are going to get together and demand that something be done. Because right now, it's not critical yet. Something bad hasn't happened. That's why all the dismantling that Trump and his incompetent people, we are not feeling it yet. but there is a lot of damage being done behind the scenes. All he cares about is consolidate power, take control, and humiliate anyone he feels like humiliating. That's going to come to an end too. Yep. In fact, I was saying to you, people milling about in the White House, and as if they lost their head, their minds, there is going to be a lot of fear among them as well. Like, they don't know what's going to happen next. When people start taking to the streets and demand that something be done, and also the economy is going to be another major problem. Everything Trump touches so far is dying. That's how they call him that way, but that's what's happening. It's becoming more and more obvious to people, and there are going to be consequences. And I know a lot of people expect him to declare martial law or something to that effect, the Insurrection Act, whichever. He's going to have problems with that too. And like I said yesterday, Malcolm Nance explained, and he feels, based on his connections and stuff like that, and talking to people, there are going to be mutiny among the National Guards. I use another word. I said the military will break apart, but intuitively, after I heard Malcolm speak, I wouldn't be surprised if the military, if they don't have the same thing, mutiny. But I feel the non-MAGAs are going to be in the majority. The MAGAs will be in the minority. But it's all coming to an end, my friends. Hang in there. This is not... I feel the American people have given this regime a lot of ropes. Pretty soon, they're going to start tightening that rope around Trump's and everyone around him, around their necks. I don't know why, but I'm not afraid or even care. If you guys notice, a lot of people are talking about him invoking the Insurrection Act. I never really, I tell you about it if I hear something. For some reason, it doesn't scare me. It's because it may not have any effect. I don't see how enacting the Insurrection Act is going to help this regime, and if he's going to be able to do it. And people would defy him if he were to do that. People will just take to the streets. This has the potential to get very bad. Republicans are they're already behind the scenes talking and trying to figure out what to do. Don't be mistaken. They are terrified too. The Republican leadership in the House and in the Senate, they are talking because they know what's going on. And a lot of them expressly... the name of the senator who together with Collins, that stamped RFK to become whatever his title is, Cassidy. Okay? People like him are beginning to have major doubts, and they're beginning to feel guilty and how responsible they are. Not all of them, not all the senators, but a lot of them are beginning to get concerned because they are responsible for ratifying all these people, give them the go-ahead. Yes, they are getting very concerned behind the scenes. So this thing is going to be confusing for a while. I can't explain all the mechanics, how this is going to work. I'm simply saying to you how I am seeing what I'm seeing and what's going to happen. But all I can tell you is Trump, his family, and everyone around him are going to have some major problems, regardless how long it takes. I'm not saying definitely things are going to happen October, November, but that's going to be a critical month. It may happen later, but it's coming. As far as I mentioned, people behind the scenes are concerned about Trump's health and how it's going to affect him going forward. Intuitively, I feel his doctors, his last visit with his doctors, okay, their findings was not right, was not good. I said right, but was not good. And I'm seeing his heart. Those of you who are in medicine, since, you guys said, and I think that's what it is, or part of what's wrong with him, heart failure. Because as I'm saying to you, the last checkup, they weren't happy with what they were seeing. I'm seeing his heart. Something is not right there. And I'm being shown Michael Wolff. Michael Wolff said people behind the scenes told him Trump may just drop. Whoever is talking to him told him Trump is not going to slow down, he's just going to drop. Let's see what happens, but that's my prediction. I'm not saying what the person says is correct. I'm going to stick with what I told you before. We may go to sleep and then we wake up, he's gone. That's what I'm going to stick with. But the last checkup, it seems like he gets like every week or every few weeks, he gets a checkup. He's president, they're always around. Or, they just drive from Bethesda or that hospital, Walter Reed, to go check on him. And they have a clinic in the White House, according to what I hear. I've never been to the White House. I don't think so. I don't remember. I don't think so. Okay. So it's not a big deal to check him out. But the last checkup was not good. That's my prediction. Sorry, friends, if I spoke very long. Yeah, I covered everything. Sorry. And sorry about, I'm the only one here today. It ran the other day, and water was coming in here. That's why they rung my bell. I guess they wanted to fix it. I guess they'll come back. Sorry about that at the beginning. Okay. I'm looking for what FIFA will be a failure. Christine R says FIFA will be a failure. I don't know. I mean, things may happen, but soccer fans are just like football fans. They'll find a way to make it good, to make it okay. Okay. All right. Raymond Di Pasquale said, the only thing more dangerous than ignorance is arrogance. That's for sure. Albert Einstein. Well, you are watching the Trump people, Trump and the people around him. If you notice how arrogant they were the other day, talking about their next target, to force them to give them, to allow them to buy share. I'm sure there are some deals being cut behind the scenes. Well, that's good for the country. That's what communists do. That's what Orban do. That's what Putin does or has been doing. Okay? They are simply replicating the same thing Putin and Orban have been teaching Trump. That's what they're doing here. But they think, come to think of it, that's why Bergram and Lutnick are so glued to Trump. because, if you are around him, if he successfully reaches his goal of becoming dictator, there's a lot. I mean, I know one of you posted it yesterday, I believe. He's worth $2.5 billion. These people always want more. So he sees clear path of becoming even wealthier. And it's not only him, Bagram as well. I don't know how much money Bagram is, if that's his name. Whenever Trump speaks, it seems like he's like Trump's wife. He's looking at Trump's eyes and smiling, like, oh my God. But anyway, those guys, they want to make sure that if the leader is able to attain his goal, they'll be in secure and very good position to take advantage of everything, because the chief guy is rotten. Okay, so why not? Okay, like the oligarchs in Russia, Putin. Okay, it's just they and Putin are the same, corrupt. The same thing. We know Trump is corrupt. So everyone around him, okay, they're going to do the same thing. I don't feel they're going to get there. I'm just saying to you, I just realized why Lutnick, Bagram, and a couple of others are always around Trump. Wherever he goes, they're there. I just realized, because I'm like, why do they have to be there? Don't they have work to do? Yeah. Okay, I'm not going to keep saying longer because they are going to have to comment here. I'm not quite sure. I saw the truck outside. They were going to, from my camera. I don't know if they're waiting for me or something, because I told them don't come in at between 12 and 1. All right. I think this is it. Lanian says, I don't understand why people want more money. They never have enough. It doesn't matter how much. How much they have doesn't mean anything. When avarice, in French it's avare. So you guys, I don't know. I don't. It's not a word I use often in English. So I still hear it in French. The word in French is avare. A-V-R-E, avarice. That's the problem. Okay, it doesn't matter how much. Even if they had all the money in the world, they would still want more. It's not a matter of how much. They want the whole thing, more. Okay, that's the. To me, it's a disease. Probably is. Oh, okay. Carmen Nally says Orange is taking advantage of doing whatever he wants because the Senate is out. Yeah, I don't know if that's. He's bulldozing over all of them. That's basically what he's doing. I'm sure there are questions, but I don't see questions, but I can't stay longer. If they want to come in here, they disrupted the stream, already. So I know some people don't like that, but I'm the only one here. I had to answer the door. All right, friends. Thank you very much, everyone, for spending time with me. Thank you, chat managers, for your help. I appreciate it. If anyone would like a reading from me, direct to my website is below the video, psychicmiro.com, or please feel free to call me or text me on my YouTube number. If you like the channel, my target is 1 million. So if you like the channel, subscribe, and also don't forget to tap on the notification bell. Please give me a thumbs up. That would help me a lot. It would keep, the algorithm would keep showing my videos, and I get more views. So please help. Give me a thumbs up. I will see you all tomorrow, same time. Till then, bye. Oh, wait a minute. Not same time tomorrow. 11:45 tomorrow. They're coming to help me. Till then, bye.